You're gonna figure it out in your dreams. Good night, Owen Theo.
So I can't start the podcast anymore saying this is big for me because one person commented and said that every episode can't be big for me. Guess what? It can. Okay? Because I have people on this podcast that I love. And I also have people on this podcast that I work with. So that's big for me. Okay? And two of them are sitting here who I happen to love and work with. Whoa! So it's big for me. I'm screaming already. My voice is going to go. I have notes. Oh, okay. We have Jack Innanen and Lucy Freyer. You guys, the cast of adults.
Oh my God.
It's the fucking cast of adults.
Crazy.
Hi, guys.
Crazy.
Hi.
How are you?
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Caller, you're calling in.
I'm calling in.
Well, obviously. Have you ever done phone sex?
Right to it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Lucy?
Can I tell you something? This is a true and honest story, you guys. True and honest. Okay, but there's a hair on my mic and it's reminding me of a pube and I'm getting scared because I got lasered at a young age. Okay, so you guys.
Famously.
This is a true story.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to be hot one day. I wanted to feel hot. Okay. I felt ugly. I was in bed. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to feel sexy.
Mm-hmm.
So I called Live Links. It's a phone sex hotline. And then it said, for women, it's free. For men, like pay whatever. And I was like,
Pay whatever.
like it said pay like
I think
$5.
you meant like pay what you will, like a pet.
Pay what you can. It's
Donation.
charity.
Pay what you
Pay
can.
what you
Pay what you
can.
can.
Whatever you can.
No, it said pay. It said pay. $25, and I only had my parents' credit card, so I couldn't do it. So I was like crazy, but it made me feel hot to hear the voice, just the woman saying,
Yeah.
"For women, press 0. For men,
Why didn't you
pay
just press
$25."
0?
You know what? I could have.
You could have.
How old were you?
I was young. Okay, let's move on.
No.
Okay, hi guys.
Hi.
I'm
This is
so
how the
happy you're in
sausage
LA.
Is made.
These people don't live. These people who I just met, who I don't know, don't live in LA.
We don't live in
No.
LA. We live in New York
New
City.
York
Well,
City.
Australia lives in New York.
Yeah.
Lucy's from Australia.
Originally born and raised.
And Jack's from Canada.
Yeah.
My first question for you, because
Yeah.
I just need to say I'm a
Let's dive
hard-hitting
in.
hard-hitting journalist. It's real journalism on this podcast. Have you seen this podcast?
Honey, I
Every
listen every
episode.
week.
It's
I listen to every
me
episode.
being a
Yeah, I listen to
narcissist.
every episode.
Yeah, name 5 guests.
Noah
Okay.
Beck, Jimmy Tatro.
Oh, so
The
you
two
like
straight
men?
men.
yeah, fuck.
The two straight
Name
men.
one woman.
The two straight men.
Just
name my friends.
Dylan Mulvaney, Emma Chamberlain.
Emma Chamberlain.
Okay.
Grace Cullen Schmidt. No, the Grace
Grace
Cullen Schmidt
Schmidt, that's
episode was
what
my
we love.
favorite
You said
Grace
episode.
O'Malley.
We loved
I was
it.
listening to it, and I was texting you while I was listening to it.
Lucy, actually, I will say this, Jack, and take notes. Lucy is an avid listener, and this is so kind because
Yep.
you know us. We only have a few of us out there, and Lucy is one of them. And Lucy will text me during episodes and be
Yeah.
like, "This made me laugh.
Yeah.
This made me laugh."
Oh, sweet.
And she'll be like, "Oh, and don't say that." And I'm like, "It's out." Like it's literally live.
Probably shouldn't have said that.
She goes, "Oh, and I cut that." I'm like, "It's out, love. It's on YouTube."
Retract.
You think it's all live.
I have a
I think
real.
we're on the phone.
I have a real
I
question for
stopped
you.
talking
You
back.
don't understand.
This
Wait,
is my
that's
dream.
hot. Yesterday,
funny.
actually, the only way I could understand, I did. Okay, humble brag, I did After Midnight. And the only way I could understand what a live television show was in terms of podcasts. So they were like, "Hey, Owen, so this is kind of like a live podcast. So it's not, so it's live." And I was like, got it. And then I was like, "Oh, Adults is a scripted podcast." I could only understand it in the lens
Okay,
of
wait.
podcast.
Okay, so wait, can I ask you one question?
Yeah, but I have a real question for you, and I'm the
but can I
journalist.
ask you first?
Sure.
Okay, so you do so many things. Rank them in terms of like you're this first.
Okay,
you're this
OnlyFans
second.
first.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's a must.
Yeah.
Second is just porn because I just, I like,
Just
I
really
like
cut
that. Yeah,
through.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready for my real question? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like working with me?
Whoa.
Wow. Night
Okay,
night.
next question. No, absolute
The
crickets.
best experience of my life.
okay,
I
okay.
do. Can I?
Well, okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm.
No, that
No,
wasn't my
I was gonna
actual
say-
question.
I was gonna say,
but-
no,
But I
you can
wanna-
answer.
We are ultimately gonna answer.
Owen is the only person I've met that is always game for anything, always on. Like it's like 4 a.m. and you're singing in the car. We got like Me Espresso
up.
going.
Of course.
You did not enjoy.
Love Sabrina. Big Sabrina fan. Big
No, speak on that.
Big-
Speak
big-
on
You
that.
didn't enjoy the music first thing in the morning.
No, here's the deal.
I loved
Jack,
it.
No, but I will defend Jack.
loved
I
it.
will defend Jack and say
No,
this.
not me. Also,
We
speaking,
start
didn't
full
even
beat.
didn't even talk about your talent.
Yeah, you're like,
most talented.
like,
He sings in the morning.
pisses me off.
I
take that all the
will
way
vouch
back.
for Jack in this moment and say this. Jack, we were really annoying with the pop music at 7 a.m. We were playing Espresso, Chapel, Charlie. Charlie was a big one.
We would blast.
I do have to speak to. I was saying that as who you are as like a coworker, as a talent, generational.
As a
as a
talent-
friend,
Ooh.
generational.
As a
Wow.
generational friend.
Generational
Lifelong.
friend.
Wait, that's, by the way, I used to be a netball friend. Now I'm kind of a generational friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, the funniest, most on person
okay.
ever.
I was joking.
Do you
Yeah,
want
I
me to
love
say
you so
something
much.
or no?
No, because can I be honest? The real question I was going to
nothing
ask
to
is,
say.
what was your favorite day on set?
I loved any day that was the five of us.
Yeah, I mean, the best.
I think I loved the day we shot Popcorn Forest.
The best.
And
That
we
was
would just
fun.
they would just like shouting
Oh my
stuff
God,
out
and
at us
Jack
to
got
do.
really
you got-
nauseous.
you
Oh my God, yeah, I had to go
Wait,
inside to
you had
throw
to
up.
spin. We had to spin around in the. We were doing this like
Yeah.
dance scene
Oh, I
that was like
forgot.
improvised dance scene, and we had to spin around a bunch. And Jack got
I threw
sick.
up in my mouth outside.
He got sick from spinning around.
But we literally had to spin so much. By the way, I was
Forgot
getting
about
nauseous
that.
too. By the way, theater kid, me shouldn't
Not
be nauseous.
spotting.
Are you spotting the horizon?
Well, of course.
Of
So
course.
I couldn't spot at a certain point, and I was getting nauseous, and I almost threw up. And then Jack suddenly, I was being selfless because Jack was the nauseous one, so I was like, oh, hold it in. And then I was like, Jack, you okay? Meanwhile, I was throwing up on him.
and we did our human centipede.
Oh my God, yeah, we were trying to make Malik
I think
crack.
it's still in that. Yeah, we were trying to make Malik laugh.
Yeah.
and we did like a human centipede.
and we were just like doing like
The
totally.
age. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we're doing like graphic sex
How
scenes.
could I not forget that? It's the hottest day of
yeah.
my life. I jerk off to this every night. This memory of Lucy kind of spooning me, eating my ass.
Okay, what was yours? What was yours?
My favorite day on set, my voice is completely gone all of a sudden.
Sounds sexy.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
joining the phone sex hotline.
this is
My favorite day on set was, anything with the five of us. I think there was something so magical about the dinner party scene.
yeah.
And I think it's also because we
The
had
scene at the table.
Yeah.
that was crazy.
I think it's
that was
also
crazy.
because we had Charlie Cox and Julia Fox and Charlie Cox and Julia Fox. How are you guys? I changed it to a talk therapy. I get so anxious.
How are you?
So how are you? No, so I think Julia Fox is one of the funniest people I think I've ever met in my entire
She
life.
was like
Yeah.
crazy.
No, this
was
is
on
becoming
it.
a Julia
Unbelievable.
Fox like stan
She
account.
was like
Yeah.
her like improv and the stuff. The last scene with Amitha.
She's unbelievable.
She did not say one scripted line.
No.
but everything she said was
So
By the way,
Unbelievably brilliant.
why would you if you're Julia Fox and you have that brain?
Yeah.
If I read a script,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm not saying any of this. And by the way, the script is fucking good.
Yeah.
And still
Yeah.
she's like, I'm not saying this. I'm doing my it's so
because
genius.
it's Julia Fox being Julia Fox
Yes.
playing
She's
Julia
like, I know how
Fox.
to
And I was
be.
like, oh yeah,
Yes,
perfect.
I know
as
who I
Julia
am.
Fox. What was your favorite
Yeah,
day,
wait,
baby?
you didn't answer.
Any of the ones with all the five of us. What one? I'm trying to think of what one we were all. Oh, House Rules was really fun. I love that.
when we were
That's
filming
Up
the
top.
intro.
House Rules
The
was
day
a
that
horrible
Trump was
day for me.
elected.
Yeah.
Was your
take that
favorite
back,
day
take that
on
back,
set?
take that back.
We shot
I
that
forgot.
scene the
I was
day
like,
Trump
yeah,
was
why was
elected.
that? Like,
No,
why was
but
everyone
it
born
was,
that day?
it was, can I be
Tears.
honest, why, Jack,
Yeah.
again, me vouching for Jack. Jack, me vouching for you. It was really fun.
I was like, yeah, why was everyone crying
Yeah,
that
you're like,
day?
I don't
No,
know.
but we were
It was
really
kind of a best
bonding.
day.
We were bonding that day. We were all
Yeah.
friends.
We
Yeah.
were.
You
That was
crying with your face,
emotional.
like parallel to the ground. So
Well,
that
the tears didn't
flow.
Because by the way, I don't know
That
if you guys
was
know this.
crazy.
I'm black. Wake up. So I'm black. So wake up. That. So my makeup sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It leaves. If I cry, it
Leaves little
leaves trails.
Totally.
It leaves ultimately trails. Okay, so you guys, hard-hitting journalists here, would love to check in. This is an annoying question, and we're asked this a lot during press, but I actually think like this conversation will be different. When is the time you felt most adult? And I don't want press answers. I don't want like, I went to the dry cleaner. Like I said that and after midnight. By the way, I meant it, but it's
You
also
also
like,
said it in another interview.
And you also
too.
yeah,
won.
I keep saying it in interviews. It's the only thing I can
like
think
the
of.
Lady Gaga.
Well,
There's
when there's one
5,000
person
people in a room.
Yeah,
and only
exactly.
takes one.
Sorry,
That's gonna be us.
that's
In
by
our
the way,
media training-
that's hilarious. If that's mine, if mine's like I went to the dry cleaners, forgot to pick it up. That's mine.
Well, in our media training, he was like, "Don't worry about that because you're not Lady Gaga."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Okay." I
And we're
know.
not.
I am
Trying to
aware.
do that.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Lady Gaga Oh
Do we have her?
my God, she's not on the wall.
I think that's okay.
No,
don't know.
what? She's
Wait, no.
What?
Never mind. I retract.
No. She shaped me as a human.
Really?
She literally shaped me. Her and Jessie J. Okay, wait, keep going. When is the time you felt most adult?
I don't.
You don't at all.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Next question.
No, you don't feel like
I don't know. I don't feel like an adult.
you don't.
No, I feel like a child.
Really?
Don't you? No, you've got your life together a little bit.
Not at
Look at this.
my mom.
look at this,
my
bro.
mom sleeps in my room with me when Jared's
Yeah,
away.
you like in control of your life.
I'm not at all. Ask Amelia, my producer, is sitting here shaking her head no.
Like, no. Wait, when do you feel most adult?
I think when, you know what the moment is like
What?
when I hear like a mom say to like their kid, be like, oh, get behind this man in line. And I'm like,
I get that. Yeah,
I'm
like
a
this
man.
woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
get,
By the way,
this man's
that's
in
an
front of us.
amazing one.
yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
like
oh
that.
shit, like I'm
This-
a man.
this big
now.
boy.
Yeah. Get behind this big
Get behind this big boy.
This hunk.
This hunk
That's
of junk.
amazing. And Jack, I just need to ask you this hard hitting question.
Please.
My new thing is hard hitting.
And it is hitting hard.
And well, I'm hitting it from all sides, and behind. So, question, Jack, for you.
Yes,
is
Owen.
when does that happen? How often does that happen to you?
It's happened twice. I remember both.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
One at the airport, one at the bank.
One at the bank. One at the bank when you're putting in money.
I was
One at
taking
the
out-
bank. I have never been to the bank.
That can't be true.
You got a guy for that.
Hey, that's a lie. Yet again.
What is
I'm
your
lying.
pin?
My pin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what? For
your bank card.
by debit? Oh,
Yeah.
by the way,
Debit, credit?
You're like making a joke.
Don't know.
I would have said it. I would have been like, oh, I think it's
Also, what is your social?
Yeah, well, of course.
I was gonna ask you.
Do you
actually,
know your social off by heart?
yeah. No,
Yeah, actually, I do.
I
don't.
actually learned it recently.
that's great. Lou.
Why?
I say it.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Actually,
Prove it.
Do it.
Does it end with? I say your whole.
Oh, yeah,
what if
almost
what if I knew yours and I was like, oh, I think yours is.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten your identity stolen?
That's my biggest fear.
Not as far as I know.
So do you want to hear what happened to me recently?
Yeah, what? You got it stolen?
Okay.
We got gas.
So
We got
I
a gas
famously
room.
don't have I don't have an ID.
Yeah, you have a passport, which you
But I
left,
drive.
by the
Oh,
way.
Can I say a story?
I left.
You left your passport
Where?
at that place we went in New York. You like left it in like the basement of like some comedy club,
oh.
and we had to go back to get it.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that. So that's the thing about me. So I lose everything I've ever had. Like literally, I can't believe I still have an apartment that's standing. It would have been gone. I should have lost it. So here's the deal about an ID.
Wait, so
I
how can you
lost-
drive without?
Well, that's the thing. You're not allowed to. But guess what?
You
I
do it anyway.
I do it.
What
And
would it-
so
wait.
I went on the DMV.com. Okay.
We have to get a real ID now.
Yes.
Yeah,
I went
we
on
just got
DMV.com, humblebrag, and I typed in my name because I have a name, humblebrag. And my ID came up and I said, send to my address. My address was my parents' old home, which is now demolished. Say it with me, demolished. Say it with me, trauma. Okay. Now, guess what? The ID goes to a random mailbox that's around this house. Someone steals it. Meanwhile, I also don't know my social. I want my social card. So I have my social
I
card.
have a photo of my social. I don't know where the
I
actual one
lost
is.
mine. So I
Do
asked.
we need to have it?
No, but I wanted one. So I asked them to send me another. It went to the old house. So now
No,
this
they have-
mailbox
they have
has
an
the
ID.
social and an ID. Guess what? My identity 2 weeks later stolen. I go,
way.
that makes sense.
Wait, what do people do when they steal an ID? Do they just like
You can do like.
steal an identity? Do they just like take out like loans?
I think
and
you can.
stuff?
I think you can take out loans and stuff.
They don't
just-
like pretend to be like actually you.
You
and
could
say like,
just for fun.
Well, yeah.
it'd be a fun life to
Someone
live.
comes tonight to the adults premiere as Owen.
that's true. The guy who stole your identity is that he
Doesn't-
does the step and repeat.
100%.
He's like
Just I had the idea. I don't know what
all
to
the
do.
photos are this random man.
It's hot. It would be hot. I would love it.
Can I tell the story of when you didn't have your ID at the bar in Toronto?
Obviously.
One of my favorite, one of
yeah.
my favorite Owen moments was we were going into a bar in Toronto, didn't have his ID, just Googled himself, Googled Owen
Thiel
Thiel age, and just pulled up the the Google
Okay, so
autofill.
here's the deal. I just want to tell everyone this. I thought nothing would come up. And let me tell you something.
It comes up.
One, it comes up in big letters. Two, the picture you use, Google, is assaulting. It is a picture. It says 28, and it's a picture of me like this with my
With the
acrylic
nails.
nails like this. My eyes have shut. I'm like,
I know this one.
Okay, he looks
Wait,
40
this
years
is a
old.
photo that's used of you. I think that's like your IMDb photo.
It is.
It is. Oh no, your IMDb photo
No.
is you with blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. it
Old.
is.
Crazy.
Okay, wait. I'm going back to you guys.
Yeah.
This is your first time leading a show. By the way, I'm acting like I'm Tom Cruise. I'm like, you guys, this is so
Because you're
crazy
acting
for
like
you.
you're not in it with us.
Yeah. This is crazy. I'm Oprah. This is crazy for you. No, it's also mine, but I want to know about you because you guys are on my show, and I would love to
Totally.
hear. How was that for you? Was it scary? Was it weird? What did you expect? What was new? What was fun? What was weird? Tell me everything.
It was amazing. It was so fun. I think it was fun because of the group of people. Well, because of the 5 of us. And then also like Ben and Rebecca and like
creators.
our 2 show creators. And then like all the directors and all the APs. Like there was no, like everyone was so wonderfully uncool in like a really nice way. Like even you, who I think like when I first like knew of you or like was going to meet you, I thought you would be like really cool, like capital C cool. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I
You were
mean?
so
Can I
uncool.
be
And you're
honest?
so uncool.
This is one of the meanest rants I've ever heard to my face. People
I
say
get what
this
you
about
mean.
me
I get what
behind my
you
back.
No. This is what I mean. Okay, this is what I mean.
No, I actually
I'm
get
gonna
what
say-
you
I
mean.
do.
Everyone like you look like you could be someone who was like too cool. Too cool is probably what I should have said. But you're so this just becomes us like praising you. This is why you brought us here.
But you're so weird and
But you're
strange.
such a freak, which you are.
And you're gay too, which
Yeah,
makes you weirder.
which I hate.
Which I
Which I
hate.
hate.
Okay, no, keep going.
Yeah, and like it felt really low stakes when we were filming. Like it felt like we could really just kind of like throw stuff at the wall.
Well,
and
you know
like,
what? You know what I think is so important in an ensemble, but also in friendship is
Tell
like
me.
when somebody offers a new piece of information and the people receiving it don't shut it down. Like there's no bad
Yes,
pitches.
and
You know
if
what I
you
mean? Yes,
will.
and there's no bad
Yes.
pitches in the room. Like this is what writers' rooms say. I've never been in one, but I hear this. My friends who do you have jobs? Tell me this. There's no bad pitches. There's no bad takes. Well, there's bad takes. There are bad
definitely
takes, but
bad
there's no
takes.
bad pitches. So, and I think with us, it's like we say a bad joke, it bombs, but we're all there to support each other and be like, okay,
Totally.
let me help you with that one. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we build off each other in a really fun way, and we're
Yeah, and
I
it
think
also
we're actually
didn't-
friends.
And
Totally.
I think, but also the thing that's really nice is like you go on sets and it's like, okay, we're rolling and it's like we have 10 minutes to get the shot and it feels very like tense and high stakes.
Yeah.
But like on our set, it's just kind of like, let's go and let's see. And it's funny and people are laughing. And then we're kind of like, can we do another one? And it just
Totally.
feels
You're so
very
right.
like chill.
That was my biggest going in. I was so intimidated,
Yeah.
and I think it was very easy to be like, "This is like an FX show." Also, like Kroll's name attached.
Yeah.
It could have been really intimidating, but you're so right that it was so. There was no one that was too cool. There was no one that was like too like Hollywood,
Yeah.
big timing.
I thought you
It
were
was
gonna be cool as
I remember you
well.
telling me that.
Yeah.
and I
you
wasn't.
have a cool vibe, but
Thanks.
You do.
Likewise,
You
I remember
both
being
have very cool
intimidated by you.
vibes, but you're
Not me.
both very like
Very
very weird
weird.
and hard to be around.
I
No,
remember thinking that with you too.
Really?
I remember walking. First time I met you was
in the car.
In the car.
Yeah.
And, you were,
I met you in the car too.
oh yeah, what was your first impression?
Yeah,
of
what was your
everyone.
first
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
impression?
I remember immediately because I actually remember what you were wearing. You were wearing a white, the white shirt with the red cardigan. I remember being like, "Oh damn, she dresses cool."
Really?
And also I thought that they were. I didn't actually know. I'd seen your interview and knew you were Australian.
My
but I was
interview?
still. I saw you were Drew Barrymore.
Oh no.
And
Oh, we watched that.
but I forgot you were Australian.
Did we watch that before you came or after?
Don't
Oh, sorry.
night
we.
that.
I. I
We all
watched
got
that
together.
alone
we,
in my
me,
got
bed.
and the
together
person
with
in my head.
Yeah. Well,
Hello?
of course. Hello up
But
there.
I remember being like, I'd forgotten that you were Australian. So when you spoke, I was like, oh yep.
Yeah.
And then thinking you were really cool.
Well, I remember you texted me
Yeah.
being like, I'm sorry I couldn't come to the chem read.
Oh yeah, I wasn't invited.
Yeah, you weren't invited.
By the way, I wasn't either.
Yeah, well, so I chem read with Amitha and Malik.
Great.
Yeah, we didn't go.
So good to know.
I met
If they
Amitha.
if they had brought me, we
I
would've-
probably wouldn't got the part.
You wouldn't have gotten the role. No, I'm joking. By the way, they would have seen you and been like, she's amazing, Malik's amazing, Amitha's amazing. Let's cut Owen.
Kat Owen. Kat Owen, who was on the original mood
Yeah.
board. But wait, and then you got in the car and you had a black Stanley, which you lost that day.
Yeah.
See, told you.
Oh my god, yeah.
And
Oh,
And he
I
was
missed
so
it. And then I
sweet.
ordered the stainless steel one, which went missing as well.
But I remember you being like, "Oh, everyone's really nice," but I was a little
Yeah.
scared of you.
Oh,
for like about 3
I don't know why.
seconds, because you're cool.
No,
I was scared
I'm-
everyone
but you're
was gonna
not
be
cool.
really like intimidatingly like
Yeah,
yeah. Not like it was so you were so right that it was obviously like we all know like we were just friends and
Yeah.
friendly.
Totally.
And it was so just us hanging out and like always hanging out in Malik's room doing
Yeah.
during that pilot. was just so nice. And like
Oh
then
my
Rebecca
God.
being like our age too.
Totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I always say that my thing is that they are our camp counselors, but it's so funny to have camp counselors who are your age.
Yeah.
So it's
Totally.
like, wait, you can sleep in the bunk with us. Do you
And
know
they're
what I
like,
mean?
well,
I'm
that's
like,
an
what?
HR.
Yeah, they're like, no, we can't
actually
legally.
do
I'm like,
that.
no, I'm overage.
It's like when we were like that night that do you remember the night that it was like you, me, and Amitha? Rebecca came and Amitha was showing us like photos, and Rebecca was like, I can't look at this. Like,
Oh, she was showing us nudes.
yeah.
Well, so Amit,
I didn't want
something
to
about
say
no,
that.
are you, something
Are we
about
gonna, wait,
Amitha.
wait, we have to check with Amitha.
No,
We can say
Amitha's
it.
fine with
I
this.
love
Something
that.
about Amitha is that the
She
first thing
loves-
she'll do, and by the way, if you meet her on the street, I'm sure she'll show you.
No, you don't. No, don't say what you. No.
No. The thing about her is that she's obsessed with taking nudes. And by the way, I would be too if I looked like that.
Yeah, she's
so she's
amazing.
taking the nude, and then she's scrolling through her phone to show us like something that has to do with the show. And she's like, oh, sorry, that's just my nude. But then she'll just be like, here, look at it. And it's gorgeous.
She's a gorgeous
She has
figure.
a gorgeous figure.
Gorgeous.
Okay, wait, going
Okay,
back.
yeah.
So going back, do you feel like your characters? Did you grow to love your character? Did you not like parts of your character? Sorry, that's 3 questions. Answer them all.
Jack, you go.
Lucy, you go.
I'll
You
go.
you
I'm
No,
black
you go.
in real life and black in the show. So that
Wait,
was
you know what we should talk about?
What?
Sorry. I just really
Go, go,
excited.
go. I'm really
Okay,
pumped.
wait.
what?
The night, so do you remember we just done our table read of the
Yeah.
pilot for FX? Big
Yeah.
deal. You just like you do the table read and then they're like they didn't hype up how big of a deal it was, but then we found out later like it was a big deal to like, you know.
Oh, this is
Which
once
one?
we've.
Is this the Zoom or
no,
in person?
on Zoom in Toronto, the table read of the pilot.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We do it. They go, it goes great. We're out at drinks. Comes up to you and says, hey, great news. FX wants us to like rewrite your entire arc.
So
in the
you have to
pilot."
understand what
Oh,
this
I
means.
remember this.
So we're sitting doing the pilot for FX, all of FX. We are shitting our pants. We are so nervous. It goes so well. Everyone's like, oh, yay, they loved the pilot. It's so great. Yay. And then after we're at a celebration drinks. And then walks up to me and goes,
In an excited way. He's
yes,
happy about
he's
it.
he's like, hi. So we have to rewrite your whole arc and it's
your
gonna
whole
be
character.
Your whole character is gonna be totally different. And I was like,
did you watch
go
this?
well?
Well,
Was
we
this the Thai dinner?
no, it was
No.
just a hibachi.
This is, can I
Yes.
be
Oh, I
honest?
remember this, I
This
remember
is
this, I
the
remember
night
this, I remember
of
this.
the Owen Thiel age.
Yes,
This
it
is
was the
that
same night.
It was the same night.
Yes,
but then
okay, I
you
remember this. Oh, yeah.
were
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
my God.
Well,
Fantastic.
I was like, that's great. Great to
we
know.
then
Can't
I
wait.
remember this,
we
yeah.
then get in the car and you're
And I
like, I'm
break
getting
down.
you're like in tears.
I was like, I'm getting fired.
You're like,
I was
I'm
like, I'm
getting
getting
fired.
They're rewriting my arc. Means
and we were
they're
do you remember we were like
cutting
we
me out
were
of
like
the show.
Oh, I
consoling him.
remember this now completely. We were in
You
the
were,
Uber back.
we were in the Uber back,
and
all
I was
5
in-
of us.
I was in the front seat.
Yeah, I
You
was
guys
back
were in the
next to
back.
you.
I remember this so
and you
well
were like,
now.
and I remember being like, if I had heard what said, who was so excited to tell you this information, I would have thought the exact same thing.
Of course.
I would have been like, they hated me.
But by the way-
basically what happened, sorry, I'm fully
no, go.
cutting you
No,
off
go,
on
go,
your own
go,
podcast.
go.
But basically what happened was they were like, you have this incredible person who offers so much more than what's already been written. So you need to like take advantage of this amazing, like what this person has to offer. And they ended up rewriting the character in a lot of ways to be more like you and have a lot more like
nice,
nuance and
Lucy.
depth and like charm. But
Can
also,
I be honest?
Yeah.
That was actually, you should host the podcast. That was
was a good-
such a full circle, great story into my answering
Into
my
a
question.
compliment.
Into it. Well, into a comp. That's why you
Oh,
should
really?
host.
I remember that. I remember saying that in the car. There was like,
you're like, I can do it too. My turn.
Just that you, yeah, true. No, but that you are that is why that because you brought so much more. You brought so much of yourself to the
But it
character.
was scary. It was scary.
Yeah,
and
that's
there was a
terrifying.
moment where I was like, maybe he was getting fired.
Yeah, totally. And
Can I
Cooper-
say,
Cooper,
Lucy?
clip that.
Wait,
Cooper, clip
can I-
Lucy thinking I'm getting fired.
Can I
Because
say
that's
Lucy,
iconic.
Lucy kept bringing up when we were shooting. There was a
Oh
case-
my God. I
It's
kept trying to scare
fucking-
Jack that they were going to recast him.
Like,
and I kept
what was
sending
it?
you deadline articles
Yeah.
of like people who got recast after a pilot.
Because she said it as a joke, but then she would send me actual
kept doing
articles.
it.
This
But
is
wait,
my first
okay.
time acting, and she'd be like, "Someone else just
Someone
got
else,
fired.
like- no, but-
did 7 episodes fired on the finale. Had to
then
reshoot the whole thing."
The other day we went to
I'm actually dead. That's
We-
horrifying.
we went to the SNL after party when Benson Boone was the musical guest. Flex.
Okay.
But then
You always are humble bragging.
I'm humble bragging.
He's so hot.
No,
He's
but
so
then
hot.
then
Do you think he'll make out with me?
yeah.
Do you actually?
yeah.
He has a girlfriend.
Then no.
But he looks so much like you. And Ben and Rebecca were like, we should take a cast photo with him.
Oh, that'd be funny.
And be like, the whole cast is out. And I was like, I was the one who was like, that might upset Jack because I kept saying that he was going to get recast.
It would.
Oh my God, if
That would be
Benson
good.
Boone was in the show and I had to fuck
Wait,
him.
remember during the pilot you said, who was Benson
no.
Boone?
I
Look at him
remember
now.
Oh
this.
my
dog.
God,
I
remember,
remember
say
I'm
that.
sweating.
Say that.
Well, I'm like so uncomfortable.
I'm gonna look
I
close to you,
am
too.
hot.
Well, yeah, you're like under
Yeah, but I
500
don't
blankets.
want my feet to be out.
During the pilot, Benson Boone wasn't really a thing yet, and I
He
made
just
it.
had a rise.
I made an Instagram story that was like, "Everyone, please tell me who Benson Boone was," and people were like,
You said
"Who
no.
the
You
fuck
said
is-"
what is a Benson Boone?
I said, "What is a Benson Boone?" And people were responding, being like, "Who is that? What is that? That sounds like a dildo." And then ultimately he blew up. So I would like to say I think I'm
Egg
behind
on
it.
you.
I think I'm behind it, and he's an industry plant, and
Yeah.
I planted him. You guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
you haven't answered my question.
Oh yeah.
What was your question?
What do you like most about your character?
What do I like most?
Yeah,
I think he's quite sweet.
Paul Baker's sweet.
I think.
Do you
I
think you're
BB's
sweet?
You are sweet. Why do you look at me?
why'd you-
Because I was like, what's he gonna say? Sorry, that was like a, what's he gonna say? Like I've set him up to say.
I thought you were looking at me being like, oh,
This fucking thing.
if he says yes.
I think I could be sweet.
I think you're
sweetie
so
pie.
sweet.
I think that's how I would describe you.
We just need to talk about you a little more.
Let's dive in.
Do we? You never answered your question too.
What's the question?
What
do
do you like most about your character?
Oh, I like that she's not any one thing. Like she could so easily fall into being like one dimensional. Like she is like the career woman, but then you're like, oh, she's like also like a bit of a mess too.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
She's a mess.
She is
everyone has a Billy in their life. Sorry.
Yeah.
I said it.
And if you
Who's
don't,
yours?
you are one.
Who's my Billy?
Yeah.
I think the friend you just met, Michaela.
I love her.
she's the best.
She's
Dude.
cool.
She's the best person
I really
alive.
like her.
She's the best.
She's awesome.
But everyone has a Billy. Like and I say this with love, Michaela, and I love you so dearly, but she's like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
And then she's like, fuck it.
But
I'm
she
moving
looks
to
like
London.
she has her life together.
She does, but that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
like somebody
That's
who
the
like
Billy of it
that's the
all.
Billy. It's
Totally.
like you can look like you have your life together, but actually your life is falling
hot
apart and you're
mess.
moving across the country and or moving across the world and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? But there's something special about that kind of and we all
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you have a Billy? Everyone has a Paul Baker too.
Everyone has a
I think
Paul
everyone
Baker.
has. That's the beauty
Everyone
of the shows.
everyone has one of everyone.
Do you have an Anton?
You are my
I do have an
Anton.
Anton.
Okay.
Oh, you've become my Anton.
You have another Anton?
I have a couple Antons.
Bowman.
That's so funny you say
Because he's
that. That was
black
the
and
first-
gay?
He's
Yeah.
just not Jewish though.
Oh shit. Well, in that case, can't be the Anton.
That's so funny you say that.
No, I love that. That's great.
I got others.
Everyone does have an Anton, a snarky little cunty little sweetheart.
Yeah. With a heart of gold.
With a heart of
of
fucking
gold.
gold and a
heart of
big
gold.
ass.
And-
Okay, sorry, complimenting myself yet again. No, everyone has a Paul Baker. Everyone has a very sweet man,
Mysterious man.
hot man.
You just call him
I talk
hot?
about, you know what? Well, I talk about how he's hot all the time on my podcast, which you don't listen to,
I do listen to.
but I talk about it
So
all the
would
time.
you know that he called you hot?
I
No,
didn't know
he
that.
did-
He
he
did.
did-
You don't call me hot. Either.
Yeah, I do.
I've
I've
watched
called him
every.
hot. I have. I have. When I said I'm filming adults, and I said there's a spoiler, and I said there's a very hot man in the show.
Oh, the guy
Could
from
be
Dot.
anyone.
You mean Dot?
Oh, well, I meant Dot.
Yeah, you meant
Or
Dot.
you
mean
who else?
Zach
Who
Carlos.
else? Who else?
Zach
Zach Carlos.
Malik is really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Malik
really
is
hot.
Yeah.
gorgeous.
He's very, very hot.
Such a
hot.
sweetie pie.
He's driving a Mustang around these parts too.
That's
He's
crazy,
fully
by the
driving a
way.
Mustang.
Drove-
He's rented a
13
Mustang.
hours. He told me he hit just a detour on the way down. He's like added 4 hours to my drive.
What?
Good.
13
And
He's
he's
in a
so
Mustang.
chill about it.
He was so it was only
He
about.
he went
I
for a
would be
hike
pissed.
with his therapist.
I know.
That's why he came out early.
I know, isn't that
And I
hot?
feel like that's not allowed.
No, that's allowed.
I feel like that
Oh,
breaks,
I get what you're saying. It breaks kind of
it breaks
whatever.
like some rules. They went on like a 2-day hike. And I was like,
no,
you
I
doing
think
therapy?
the rules you're thinking of is like when
Expose them to that.
Yeah.
they're out, when therapists are out in public, they're not allowed to say hi to you. I think you
Yeah.
can go say hi to them.
No, but I don't think you can, right? I saw my therapist my therapist that I had in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
She would talk about other people that she like worked with, first and last name. And she'd be like, you might know them. She went to this school. She's like, she's going through some troubles with her boyfriend right now.
got a
And
story
I was
for
like,
that.
I have to not come to you anymore.
I had a therapist and told her all my.
I had therapist?
I had therapist. Told her
I had
all
therapist.
my all my deepest darkest secrets.
She posted them on TikTok.
Daughter DMs me
No,
and it's like, yo, your mom's
that's really upsetting. That's really upsetting.
My mom's your
I would
therapist,
cry.
and I'm sorry you're going through all this.
No,
I was like, what the fuck?
are you serious?
Just
I
canceled her
am
immediately. Brutal.
aghast.
Wait, that's like bad.
That's bad though.
What's the
too.
word?
That you
yeah,
think that's
but
like a.
she's
that's
probably
illegal.
telling people things about me now. She's like, she went through it
Probably.
hard. You don't have a therapist.
What?
You're not in therapy
Why do you say that?
because I know that about you.
Because I'm.
Because you're perfect.
We can
You're
tell.
finished. You've arrived.
Well, I'm finished. No, I have therapy.
Who is your therapist?
Well, okay, my therapist.
You don't
Name
have a
drop, name
therapist.
drop.
Okay, do you want to hear my therapist story? Since you had to out me for not having a therapist, my therapist ghosted me.
That's
Shut the
upsetting.
fuck up.
She ghosted me, yeah. So what happened was we were supposed to have a session. I canceled it because you know me, I cancel every plan that I ever have. And I canceled it. And then the next
You're
day.
not a big plan canceller, are you?
I was gonna say you're not.
I feel like you're a plan canceller.
I am.
Sorry
That's fair.
to out you.
Hey, that's fair.
I love you.
we
Love
have
you.
to out. Can I be
Let's
honest?
out-
We
let's
have
out
to out
people.
each other.
We do.
We have to
You
out.
don't cancel.
Malik
plans.
is a big plan canceller.
Is he?
So is Amitha, actually.
Is she?
We were meant to see a play the other night. She calls me 30 minutes before we were meant to be there. She's like, I can't come.
Oh,
Too
that's
tired.
tough.
And you know what? And you know what we say
And
to
you know
her?
what?
Sleep.
Yep.
Actually, get your sleep.
Me love
Go to
sleep.
Get your Z's because
Get them D's.
you need to be right
Yeah.
in the head. Okay. No, I do cancel plans a lot.
Oh,
So
but
no,
not with
maybe
me.
I don't. Maybe I don't on you. I like you guys.
Yeah,
and
you don't
I
cancel
do
plans.
ask you for plans a lot more than I ask a lot of people for plans. I love you both, and I would see you guys at any day. Me being PR now, complete press. Me going
You're like,
PR.
get Haley the FX PR girl in here. He's talking shit.
Literally. No. But what was I saying? I do cancel plans, and I canceled on my therapist. My therapist the next week comes to me and is like, I mean, I text my therapist the next week being like, are we on for Tuesday? And then she was ghosted me. And then the next week I was like, Tuesday. And then she finally reached out and she was like, I'm upset because you canceled.
That's crazy.
So-
wait. You're not okay. I will say that you're not a plan canceller. You're a late arriver,
Can
Well, I'm always
can
late.
but not as late as Amitha.
You guys are in tandem. No.
No.
Amitha's
Well, no.
worse.
When we
No,
were so
I'm really
when we
late, too.
finished filming the pilot, we were all driving together to the airport.
Yeah.
And she arrived first to the car. I arrived second, like a couple minutes after her. You arrived like 20 minutes later. 20 minutes after we were meant to be there. Amitha arrives like, I'm not kidding.
An hour.
An hour after we were meant to be. So
But you know that Amitha was texting me on the side.
she had not packed.
She
Her
hadn't
room
packed. She
was
hadn't packed.
clothes were everywhere. So we leave, we pull out. I'm annoyed because I'm like, we're gonna miss this flight.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hit traffic. We get 5 minutes on the road. She goes, I left my passport. We have to drive back to the hotel.
Oh, I wouldn't.
By the way, there was traffic. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't like Taylor Swift's concert, but it was something like it.
It was like,
there was
that. There was like a hockey game or something.
Oh, sorry.
it was-
me
yeah,
me
yeah.
going Taylor Swift, you going hockey.
But you guys, I can see on Amitha's phone that she's texting you, being like, "Are they mad at me?" You're like,
That's so
yeah,
funny.
They are.
I don't want to put her on blast, but there was one
I
time.
love this girl so much, so we can put her.
She's
on
the
blast.
best.
She's
She's
the
my best
best.
She's
friend.
the greatest genius of our generation.
But she was 45 minutes late to morning 4 a.m.
Call.
call time in the car. 4:45 she shows up. 4:47. I remember because I was like counting the minutes and I told the guy, I'm like, just go. Like get another car.
I would have
You can
freaked
go and
out
come
at
back.
her.
Yeah.
I would have
was
freaked
so-
out at her.
I love that
remember-
girl.
She's the
no,
best.
it's
She is
cool. She's
truly
the best.
But you know what's so funny about her is that
She's great.
She's the
no,
best.
but you know what's really great about her
That
and
just
funny about
kills
her
me.
is that she is Issa in that way.
But
And-
then she also has.
no,
sorry.
she has more depth than Issa
Yeah.
in a beautiful way.
Yeah,
but
very true.
not that Issa has no depth, but there's something that's so Issa about it that actually we can forgive it because
She's so like.
she's so charming.
You
and
love every part of her that you're
course,
like,
yeah.
this makes you who you are, and I love
she's
you.
the best.
She also doesn't. She's just so honest and vulnerable about it too. Of
course.
Yeah,
she
she's
just
the most
owns it
self-aware person I've ever met in my entire life.
by far.
Like
and I
she
love that.
like
That's my favorite thing.
psychoanalyzes herself in a way that I'm like, she psychoanalyzes me.
No,
And it's
to the
just so
point where I'm
honest.
like, hey,
I'm like,
Amitha,
stop.
you
I'm
have
like,
to stop.
Yeah, that's
She's
enough
like,
out
I'm
of
going
you.
into my mind again. I'm like, please don't enter there. It's weird.
Area in there.
I love her.
No, she
okay.
actually is.
Yeah.
She was very fun.
You guys, did you have any set crushes?
Um,
Why are you laughing?
trying to think. Sarah Naftalis, who
Oh,
wrote
she was
episode
the
4 and was an
best.
EP.
You know who was really fun? Taken Man. but was just a great.
You
was,
take it?
Just like such a fun, almost like a addition to the cast in a fun way. Madeline Zimmer.
Madeline
Zimmer.
Zimmer.
She was just-
Madeline Zimmer.
She was so fucking.
She's
fun.
amazing.
I feel like she is part of the cast.
That's what she felt like.
Yeah, I don't know.
'cause-
Like, I
'cause she's
forget that
a-
she's
Works
not.
at Nick
All right.
Kroll's company, and
She
she's
is the future of
comedy.
television.
Hustler.
She's
comedy.
the future of comedy.
She is incredible.
She's the future of comedy.
Yeah, I love
I was a method actor.
Wait, who was your set crush?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Wait, Madeline was your set crush?
Who?
Not crush, taken man.
Yeah.
But
She was also
just
Amitha's
really
set
fun.
crush. Who's
She
your set
was?
crush? Yeah.
I didn't.
Who was my
Why
set
am I
crush?
blanking? There was the hot Cooper bleep this.
Who follows me on Instagram and unfollows me
Shut
and
the-
follows me and unfollows me?
Wait, really?
Go.
He
bleep
wants-
that because
No, don't
Lucy?
bleep that. Keep
bleep,
that
his,
in. That's
bleep his
so-
name.
Lucy.
That is so. I know there's
Lucy,
a lot
high
of
five.
fur. Wait, that's
Thank you.
so hot. Why
Why?
would you ask for a
Who
nude?
was it?
Would you ever? No. Okay, I hear you.
Wait, okay,
You-
wait.
you
Who's
thought
your
he-
set
you thought
crush?
he was
That
hot
was-
too.
yeah, I
He was
love-
d-
He was fashionable.
Yeah, he
We
was
can't
cool
say his name.
style.
We have to bleep his name.
Bleep his name, Cooper.
Bleep his name.
Coops.
Coops, brother.
Gives me love.
Okay.
What
How
else?
were
I
your
love
how were your
this.
sex scenes?
You had multiple. No, you
I
had
didn't have
one.
any.
You had one that got cut.
Oh, my sex scene did get cut. Sex scene.
You were getting your.
I was getting my shit rimmed.
I'm not
They
kidding.
cut it.
They cut that, and
You-
by the
you
way,
were so
And by the way,
So
people are
sick.
gonna watch this and be like, "Hey, we want that clip." And guess what I'm gonna do for you? I am going to can't get it. Have you ever gotten your ass eaten in real life?
No.
Oh, sorry.
But it's okay.
sorry to ask. Sorry to ask. That's the sorry journalism.
You can't edit journalism.
You can't edit journalism.
Well, your
Yeah, yours.
jerk off scene got cut too.
I know I had to jerk off, and at first it was
You did
really
it twice,
sexy. They made me do it twice. At first it was really sexy, and I was like touching my body and like actually like being
I
like,
watched it.
Fuck, I'm horny, and being like, maybe I should touch myself to video. And then
On your
and
phone.
then I ultimately did it again, and they were like, "We need it funnier, Owen. This is a comedy." So then I had to be like, "Oh," making faces, and then
And
they
you're
were
like,
like,
I
"Hey,
don't want it to be a closed set. I want people there.
Yeah.
You had us all stay and watch.
You had
Sorry.
it on the
You like,
monitor.
and
They
they're
li-
like, it's not. It's a
They
closed
said,
set.
"Oh, and it's a closed set. This is your naked jerking off." I said, "I need my friends there. I want my friends to see
Make them look in the
everything.
eye.
I want them to know what it's like to be with me." And they all did. They stayed very kindly.
We stayed and we watched. But
And you
then
guys-
it
did you
feels
like
like
it?
they
I watched
cut.
it on the monitor. I remember it.
Yeah.
It was
See?
great.
So if you watch the show, which you must, there is something that happens between some people on this bed.
Guess who?
Guess who?
And it's, let me tell you, sexual.
It's so hot.
and it's actually very hot to watch back.
Yeah.
It's really.
That's all
it's
I have to say.
amazing.
It was really great.
That's all I have to say. Okay, moving on. Can I ask you guys something? What is your nighttime routine?
I don't really have one.
What?
You know,
What?
I don't have one.
What time do you go to bed?
Varies.
What?
Varies.
when do you go to bed?
What he doesn't
4
say.
a.m.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It'll
why I
vary
look like this.
between like 10 and like 3. Really
That
wide
is a
window.
Huge. Very.
Three
What is it?
window.
Why does it vary so much? Someone's
Well, it
sleeping
depends.
over.
Yeah.
No, it depends if I'm on the phone to someone. I like to make phone calls. You do the same thing. Love to make phone calls. I have people in different time zones.
So do I.
I like,
Oh, well, you actually do your family.
yeah.
I
So
just
like-
make friends in different time zones because I'm up. So I have to
I'm
make.
awake.
so
I
have
like to
be
do a
friends.
crossword.
Maybe
A lot of friends
maybe
in
your
one
family wants to call me in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I would love that.
They would love.
I would love that. I would love that. Jack,
And
what,
then I don't know.
I don't know.
what time do you go to bed, baby?
Usually like between 12 and 2, I think.
What time do you
That's
wake
great.
up? What time do you wake up?
Like 8. It depends on also what the day is.
How many hours of sleep do you need to like
I
function?
need a decent amount.
I
I
need,
used
like-
to not need a lot.
yeah.
I need like minimum 6. Like under 6 I'm
That's
like
not a lot.
No, that's like to function through like
Yeah.
if it's under 6 I'm like I can't do the day. I would love a good 8.
I need like
Eight's
I need
like
like
good.
minimum 8, preferably 9.
Can I be
Yeah,
honest?
preferably like 9.
Yeah.
This is my theory about that. That's disgusting.
that
I don't know
is
how you
foul.
don't.
You need to be up, greeting the day. Up.
Do you get tired?
Yeah, do you mind?
I get exhausted. I'm always exhausted. I'm always like this. I'm exhausted.
But you're not.
no,
You're
I'm
always
not.
so not. That's one of the most
Jack,
impressive
you're
things
being
about
so
you.
nice to me
We're
today.
hyping you up in a way
You're-
that is.
I'm gonna both of you after this.
Yeah.
Like
Wait,
in
you
the
have
room
to
with the
hype us
cameras
up
on.
now.
I think you're both massively talented, and I
Thanks.
think you both are actually.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's funny about these
Yeah,
two
thank
sitting
you.
with me, and I really do mean this,
Thanks.
is I make friends very easily because I love people and I love people watching, and I'm just like obsessed with how people like go through the world and their weird little quirks. I don't usually become like actually close with them. Does that make sense? But you guys, like instantly I was like, I need them in my life. I need them to be around. I was so scared of the pilot not getting picked up because I was like, wait, I love these people. And then what do I do after if it doesn't get picked up? Like these are actually my friends.
Like I can't stay in touch with them.
But I don't have a phone. I live in a different world. No, but it was just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know why I became British.
You know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
I also think like
I'm
there
Adele.
are
Do you know
moments
what I mean?
you I don't want to say something too like vulnerable about you,
Say it.
but like I feel like
Say
you
it.
really let your guard down with us in like a really beautiful way that like you kind of. Well, you said he doesn't switch off, but I see him switch off.
No, I think that was the most.
Oh my God.
You really just
You
like
guys, if you guys didn't know this is an In Your Dreams exclusive. Okay, I'm giving
Owen
you the
can
tea.
be calm.
Before this, when we were starting this, they were sitting in the bed and I looked at them and I was like, ready? And then I was like, which seems crazy because usually that is me. That
You also
screaming.
whispered our names under your breath like you didn't know them.
Jack and Lucy.
You
Jack
said
and Lucy. Jack and Lucy.
Jack and Lucy Freyer. Okay, yeah, got it.
Jack and Lucy Freyer. Like that sounds like hot to me. Like that's ASMR shit.
I hate ASMR.
You do? Tell me why.
It freaks me out. I scroll past it if I see it. I don't like it. If I was like made to do like one of those like ASMR videos, I'd pass. I wouldn't
you
do
can't
it.
do that.
Like, I find it gross. I don't know. I find it like a lot. I'm like, I don't want to hear some like, and I hate how people like do that stuff with their nails on like products on TikTok. You know, they hold like up to the camera and they're like tick, 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 tick.
Okay, Jack, you were going to say something really magical.
Wait, when was this? Oh, about you?
Oh, about
Yeah.
him.
No,
You're just
not
getting
about
us
me.
to
I
break.
wasn't
It
gonna
was
say- no,
about
it was-
you.
I was gonna say it about
I'm
you.
going to ask Lucy a question.
No.
Yeah, sorry, I went through
Oh.
like 5 different thoughts
See?
there.
Knew it.
Well, no, the thing I was going to say about you is that was the most.
Say it, but this podcast is becoming like the Owen.
Okay, because we love
The
you.
roast of Owen Thiel.
You can say I.
I love you, and it's.
You can say I.
off the topic. It's awesome, and I love getting to know you. I love being.
Are you
I wanna
scared to
bone
say
open
you
with
love me?
Do you?
No.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You're a big I love you person.
Big.
Yeah.
You'll tell anyone that you'll
That's
be like
not
love
true.
you. You will say it a lot to a lot of people.
Well, because I do love them from my
but
heart.
Do you have people?
I love them.
You're not a big I love you person
I am.
but I feel like not with like you don't throw it around willy nilly.
I think I do. Not to like an Uber driver.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I
you
love
like,
Owen
do
and
like
the
drive.
driver. Oh, I
Of
think
course.
But
but
like
if
from the
they're-
extreme where he's
Yeah.
like,
He's
it's
like,
like
love
the
you.
DoorDash guy, and you're like, okay, I love you so much.
Well,
like,
no, but if they
sit
just
with
did
this.
a gorgeous thing. My
That's what
Thai
I'm
food is
saying.
here,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
I love
It
you
has
for that.
arrived.
like sit with how you delivered this, and you took care of me. You provided for me.
You
I love-
provided for me, and I'm sitting with that, and I love you, sir. Of course, they brought me from A to B.
I tell you guys, I love you.
Yeah, no, I know, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not
Jack
a big.
and I actually have a very deep relationship outside of this cast.
Say more, dive in.
We text about our feelings in a really beautiful way.
I
Don't
know.
we, Jack?
I think so.
Say it.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
You have to keep the microphone to your
fuck.
mouth.
Owen.
Never been on a podcast before.
Yeah, my bad.
This guy.
New at this.
He's new to this.
New to this.
Not me.
Keep going.
Oh, just that you're the best.
Beautiful.
that
No,
you're
you
the
have a
greatest.
beautiful.
okay,
You have
okay.
a beautiful
No, we do have a
dialogue
beautiful
over text.
dialogue.
This is a
No.
horrible episode because this is just becoming all
Oy.
about me.
I love you so much.
This is me. It's all me. Okay, two last questions for you.
Two last cues.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do TV shows.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
30 Rock, The Office,
Yep.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I would kill Kimmy Schmidt. I'd marry The Office and I'd fuck.
30 Rock.
That's
Sorry,
just I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boring.
Sorry.
You guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My last question for you.
Please.
No, not the last one.
We're done.
No, I don't want to be done. More.
We've ended. My last question for you is this. In your dreams, you do what? Which means this. It doesn't mean like in your actual dreams when you're in REM.
Yeah.
It means like in your wildest dreams, you do what? So can I
This.
tell you mine?
Oh no.
This.
Aw.
Thanks. Yeah. You tell me yours.
Yeah, go yours.
No, you go first.
That was it.
Yours is this?
Yeah. You go.
In your wildest dreams, you do this?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Something's wrong with you. You need to dream more. In my wildest dreams, right now, my thing is this.
Okay.
I'm not loving a sweatsuit. Sweatsuits are really hard for me. Shocking. You're looking at mine. Sweatsuits are really hard for me. They're tough. So I would love a personalized, perfect fitting sweatshirt, perfect fitting sweatpants in every color.
You
in
want them
my,
tight?
No, I don't. They're
You had
either too
the
big or
Ritzy
too small.
ones on set.
I love
and
those.
you had them tailored, didn't you?
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. I don't want to get them tailored anymore. I want them to magically fit me perfectly. A little stomach.
Yeah.
Okay, that's mine. What's
Okay.
yours?
Beautiful.
Mine is in my dreams. I am on set with of our show.
Oh, I love
Cute.
that.
It is kind of like a, I don't know.
It is a dream.
I
It
was
is a
thinking
dream.
this, and this is about to get really morbid, but if someone was like to me, you have like 6 months to live, I'd be like, let's go make like 4 more seasons of the show.
Yeah.
That's how I would want to spend my last 6 months.
That's so
Because it's
cute.
because not
Lucy,
only is
that's
it like
really
such a good
beautiful.
show, but it's like so fun, and I'm with my best friends, and we're making like such like a show that I'm so proud to be a part of.
Yeah.
And like everyone, even like behind the scenes, are like the best people I know. I wouldn't want to be in
That's so
Toronto
beautiful.
probably though. I'd be like, let's move it to New York. That's the only change I would make.
So what's up? Sorry, just on that one.
Yeah.
Just what's up?
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, so you hate Jack.
Understood.
Yeah, I hate.
No. Yeah.
No, I love
No, I-
Toronto.
yeah,
But
New
if I
York
had 6 months to live and I was dying, I'd probably want like to be in New York.
I
Or-
do that too.
Yeah.
That's a really beautiful answer.
That's so beautiful, Lucy.
Made
And
it
by
so
the way,
morbid.
may your dreams come true.
Make
May
your
fucking
dreams come
knock
true.
on literally my wood. Oh, Jack does this thing where he knocks on his dick instead of wood.
I do. It started as a bit of like knocking on wood, and then it became like a real
Yeah.
OCD thing of like just
Oh,
touching
no.
Dick.
my dick.
And
as,
Amitha
like,
has to
wood.
carry around a plank of wood.
because it's also I have wood on me.
Amitha carries around a little square of wood because she's gotten so obsessed with knocking on wood and everything being a superstition.
Riel
I was
gave
gonna
it
say,
to her.
That
shout
she
Riel.
actually
Yeah.
has a little piece of wood that she puts in her bag, and every time we're like knock on wood, she's like, "Let me find it." She pulls out this plank. It is the
But you'll see,
strangest
we'll
thing.
be talking about something like completely random, and she'll just like out of nowhere like knock on wood, and you like make eye contact with her, and she's like, "I don't want to talk about it."
Yeah,
She's
literally.
had some horrible thoughts.
She's like, she had a really dark, intrusive thought.
Totally.
But she's like, I have to
Sometimes,
make
by the
sure.
way, she like I'll do a scene and I'll be like, "Was that funny?" And she's like, "Yeah," and then she knocks on wood. I'm like, "Okay."
You're like, oh,
so
like
it's
in this outfit? Yeah.
yeah. No, it's good.
Jack, what's your wildest dreams?
Truly
He
did.
answered.
I was trying to think of like a funny thing, but I genuinely.
Wedding.
Not everything has to be funny. Sorry.
I guess.
Can I be honest? The funniest people don't have to be funny. Keep going.
Got my ass.
That's true.
No, it's very true.
No, you are the funniest people, but most very funny
No.
people can also have an earnest, beautiful
It's
side
true.
to them.
Can be sincere. Can be
They
sincere.
can be sincere.
Yes, we
And
can.
Owen, thank you for throwing that to me.
Thank you so much. It's so kind
and
of
that's
you.
true. No, that's very true. Thank you for saying that. And I would say, but genuinely, this shit, it's so fucking cool, dude. That
Press
we do
or
this.
filming?
All of it. Filming, but the press is like feels like reaping like the fruits of our
Labors.
Labor.
labor.
Do you
Can I
like
just-
doing press?
Narcissist.
You love doing
You'd
press.
love to read.
You say, I'm in hell, but
yeah.
you're in
No,
heaven.
no, I love
love
press.
Yeah,
When
but you'll
have I
say,
said-
you'll,
just the-
you'll be like, I'll be like, how's it going? You're like, I'm in hell.
Well, I'm always in hell.
Yeah.
You
but
know, I used to have
loving it.
I used to have a podcast before this called I'm in Hell with Owen Thiel. And by the way, it got canceled. So let's get this one, the numbers up. Let's get this one riding,
Everyone say
guys.
thank you, Alex Cooper.
Thank
Is she coming
you,
tonight?
Alex Cooper. Let's hope. I love her. Okay, we're done. So now you wear
Wait.
this. Now you look in that main camera. Are you ready?
Wait, what do we have to do? Are you ready?
You
Why do you
keep
keep
doing
saying
an
an English
accent.
accent? Do
I?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Are
feel
you
like
ready?
that's how I
No,
speak.
yeah, you do. You keep having English intonations. Are you ready?
Are
Who
you
are you
ready?
hanging out with?
You
Who are
look
you?
in this main camera right here, and you say, "Good night. I love you."
Okay.
Okay, ready? I'm gonna count us down.
feet are touching.
I know, and by the way,
I'm so sweaty. Oh,
it's so hot.
I want to take
ready?
a shower.
Well, you can
What
do
do we
that
say?
here with
Good
me.
night.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Good night.
I love
I
you.
I love you. Sweet dreams.
You're gonna feel